Hi, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my daily or weekly photography talks. So today, I want to talk about what kind of stories do you like? What do you like as far as like if you had to go spend some time, spend an hour in a store, what kind of store is it? For me, it might be a camera store, certainly. It might be a record store, stereo store. I kind of like thrift stores. And there was a photographer who just passed away at 91 named Charles Custer. I'll put a link to a great article in the Chicago Sun-Times about him. And he went around with a large, either a 5x7 or a 8x10 camera, and he photographed old soda fountains and old drugstores and old barber shops and hair salons and the people in them. And he must have popped in and showed up with the camera and said, "Hey, can I?" And they said, "Okay." And he photographed all across America back in the 50s and 60s. And those photographs are such a treat because that is literally a feeling of time travel when you look at those photographs. And I'm thinking, well, who's doing that now? Who's documenting the insides of the kind of stores we like to go to? There's another photographer, I'll put a link to his work, his name is John Darshan, and he photographed old camera stores. They weren't old at the time, they were just camera stores. But I believe he was a photo rep, and he would have to go to different stores and deliver something. And while he was going there, he would bring a 8x10 camera or a 4x5 camera, and he would photograph the insides of the stores with the employees. And he has a whole collection of these from the 70s, 80s, 90s. And what's really fascinating to me is right around the corner from where I grew up, there was an old photomat. And behind that photomat was the bakery we got all of our birthday cakes from when we were kids, Robindale Bakery. There was the Savomat beer distributor store. In Pennsylvania, they have separate state stores. The state owns all the liquor stores, which is crazy. And the beer distributor was in the back, and that's where we would buy beer when we grew up and were older. And that photograph of that photomat is with a large format camera, and the detail is incredible. And I can imagine being there. I was there. And it's long gone. And he also photographed another store in a town called New York Photo Video, which was in a town called Feasterville. And that camera store, there's the shop owner, and I knew him when I was a kid. When I bought my first Super 8 camera and started getting into photography and filmmaking, I bought from him. I knew him, and he's that guy. And I'm in that store again. And that's a real treat. So I'll send a link to that. I love going into old camera stores and having a photo large enough that you can poke around and look inside the showcases and see what's for sale. So Charles was photographing back in the 50s and 60s those soda fountains, those ice cream shops. John was photographing those camera stores. Both of those are our wealth, and we could be doing that now. Once stores back reopen, it would be a great project to say, just photograph the places that you like to go. Take one camera and dedicate to document just the places that you like to go and make that collection. That collection, again, time makes things valuable, and things don't last forever and become way different as technology changes things in the way we do things. And we don't even have camera shops anymore, so that's an extra bonus to going back. We don't really have those soda fountains and those ice cream shops like Charles photographed, so it's fun to go back and see them. And I think it's important to photograph our world, as I always say, and so to photograph those stores, that would be a good project to make something that really matters to you. It says a little bit about you that you photographed them because it says a little bit about who you are. All right, that's today's photography talk. Take a look at the links. They're fun. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, click the Patreon. Even a cup of coffee a week is a great, great thing. And I will be back Next week we'll talk photography. As always, here's a good light.